And moving into that 2013 season, Tyler, again, you were named second team All SEC, third team All American. I want to ask you in regards to your game specifically, because, like you said, for whatever reason, you were drafted 48th round your sophomore year, but then junior year, you got completely passed up. I don't think you were drafted out of high school, correct?
No.
No. So where do you feel like, because obviously, again, that year, and we're going to get to just a second, you were taken in the 10th round. So obviously
Mhm.
somebody was eventually paying attention. Where do you feel like your game made the biggest strides from that freshman season to your senior year at Carolina?
I think just kind of adopting that bullpen role, and I don't know what the exact numbers are, but they're way better out of the bullpen than they were when I was a starter there. So I, you know, when I decided to come back, the coaching staff was like, "Hey, if you want to give starting another go, by all means." And I'm like, Absolutely not. Like, I'm in the bullpen. I don't care. I just want to be in the bullpen." So, I just felt comfortable. I loved that, you could be in every game. You could throw 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
There were no nerves the night before because you're like, I might not even throw. It's not my day, it's someone else's. So
Mm.
that adrenaline when the phone rings, and it kind of fit. And um, yeah, well, pretty much once the transition to the bullpen happened full time, that ended my sophomore year. Then my junior and senior year, um, yeah, it kind of took off, and uh, pitched a lot better for some, who
Yeah,
knows why.
I feel like this question can apply, to the major league level, of course, also Tyler, as to the college level when you pitch to South Carolina. But how much of it's just mental? You know what I mean? Like because it sounds like again there is certainly a different mental approach between pitching in the
Mhm.
bullpen and being a starter. Like how much is it just all mental there? Because again, if you have the capability to be a bullpen guy, as long as you condition and get your arm in shape, you certainly could be a starter. But I feel like the biggest difference is just the overall mentality.
Yeah, I definitely think so. A lot of it's mental. It's kind of like, um, I equated to like first tee jitters when you're playing golf or something like that. But
Right.
yeah, just some guys can mentally go out there and throw every night. Hey, if I don't throw more than 25, 30 pitches, I'll do it 3 days in a row. And then if I went out and threw 80 pitches in a regular season, I'd need 10 days off.
Right.
Like
Right.
there's no way I would bounce back. But for some reason, 20 pitches, I can bounce back pretty well. So I think it's both mental and physical, but just some guys are that's how they're wired, I guess. I don't really know. I like the unknown of it, and the adrenaline rush really seemed to help. And you know, yeah, you might face a guy 3 times on a weekend, but it's not going to be within a 2 hour time period. So
Mm.
maybe not facing him 3 times in a row in a start or something. But other than that, I think a lot of it's mental.
For sure. So you go from being a young buck, a true freshman on that national championship team in 10, and of course, still a young player in 11. That 13 team, again, there was a lot of transition, a lot of moving pieces. Chad Holbrook's first season. And you find yourself as a veteran guy. I mean, a veteran piece. You're a senior. Again, you have all the
Mhm.
accolades, and people are looking to you. And again, you went 3-3 with a 1.47 ERA, which was your best ERA in Columbia. 32 appearances. You had 17 saves that year, by the way, which by far your most in a season. Like you said, I think that was, definitely in that junior year, but especially that senior year, you really embraced that move to the bullpen. You were named NCBWA Stopper of the Year watch list, I believe, at some point during that season as well. So, you really embraced that role. And again, you guys made another deep run. I mean, went to Chapel
Yeah.
Hill and took a really, really tough UNC team at their place to 3 games. And I think they were the number one national seed. I mean,
Mhm.
a really, really good ball club, and unfortunately fall in that one. But when you look back on that senior season, and of course, you did enough in that year to realize your dream of playing professional baseball. What do you remember most? What stands out from that senior year for you at Carolina?
Not going to the College World Series, but
That's
um,
true. That's a good point.
uh, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it was just really cool to see the transition from the young guys like the Pancakes and the Grinders, and um, all those guys to then, it was kind of like next man up, and it was just, I mean, we were churning through some really good guys. I mean, just in the outfield, you went Witt, Jackie, Marzilli, Tanner, English. I mean, those are four really good outfielders in a row. You know, it was like every button the coaches were pressing was working, and I just you know, that super regional was tough,
Mm.
tough to swallow, but because I think we definitely could have won that series. You know, Montgomery has a great start to. I think that was the first game against
Yeah,
North
like
Carolina.
the 8-0 win. I think you guys took
Yeah,
care of business.
and you know, I really thought we were going to do it again, and I was like, I'm going 4 years in a row. That's all I was thinking about, you know. And um, so that one kind of sticks with you a little bit, but a great group of guys, and a lot of, you know, lasting friendships, and a lot of things learned, you know, from all 4 years, and that, you know, like I said, still stick with me to this day.